You know what I mean? Like
That's a good one.
sometimes, we get, and you don't always like the messenger, but sometimes you get something from the message. And,
Mm-hmm,
and we're at that point in our, as adults, we grow to that point. We don't always like the messenger, but we appreciate the message. Sometimes it, when I listen to Shells, I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit Shells about to say because she playing devil's advocate. You know what I mean? Like I
mm-hmm.
don't I don't want to switch my position. I want to stay steadfast on it.
Right,
But
right.
I gotta respect that sometimes, not sometimes, but Shells make sense. You know what I mean?
Devil need love too, baby.
You know what I mean?
Right.
She makes sense 100%, but it's more of a thing that I I appreciate the perspective because it's a space where I'm not thinking, so it allows me to engage even more in the conversation or in the thought process because it's not something I would have thought of. That's why, in our group message, I'll send you guys something to say, what do you think? Because I'm so stoic in the way I'm thinking at the moment that I'm not considering that it's going to come these different ways. So when you guys respond, I appreciate it because I'm like, as much as I just want to stay right here on this side, like you guys are making me like come over here or appreciate the responses that you gave me and allow me to kind of like merge the ideas together. Like, yeah, I want to be here, but I respect everything that you guys are saying. And I think, that comes with a level of maturity within ourselves and knowing who we're dealing with. So, like, Mary, when you say, people don't always, understand how you're moving, it's because they don't know you. You know what I mean? Like, I know if I text you individually, I'll be giving you about 10 days to respond. After 10 days, if I don't get a response, then I'm worried. You
Right.
know what I mean? Because now it's
Because
like,
I'm
all right,
coming. I be like, I hope they know I'm coming. Like this,
yeah,
I gotta respond. I'm responding back. Like, but it's a lot of people that I'm responding back to that I really care about the relationship. I
yeah.
really do. But I want to give you my undivided attention. I'm a working woman. Like,
And
I
that's,
think it's a difference when you're a working woman.
but
And
I think that,
that's why men like to just choose the 8 crayon box because it's not that much to have to juggle. Women, we want to have the 96 crayon box and have to juggle all these different crayons. So you get what I'm saying? Like it's just I we just,
but
we like to do a lot.
I'll say this: if you got a man that's doing right by you, come back to this 8 crayon box because you don't need all that other stuff.
That's right.
That's so sexy.
I'm saying,
And that's
I
why
love that.
life, when we were talking about, when I was just thinking about, before I even made this statement to talk about the statement that Ebony Williams made, I immediately was like, you know what? You probably need to drop some more stuff because
Yo,
you're
this
just
is
you're just
so good.
taking on too much stuff, which is limiting your availability for the time that man may be like, I need you, and I can't
Did
be
I write it in my
I
thread?
can't be bogged down with a bunch of listen. And all right, I'm gonna use this word for. Let me preface for
for,
lack of a better
yo, we need put that on the
word.
shirt. Put for lack of a better word, we
Right.
need that on the
Yes,
shirt.
that's it. For lack of a better term, right? Don't chew me up in America because you might chew me up. For real, we bog our stuff down with a lot of meaningless stuff. And I don't say meaningless as if it's not meaningful. That's why heavy on the lack of a better term. But I mean meaningless to the point where a lot of the things that we do aren't really detrimental or affecting the lives that we actually lead, right? Like, could we still be who we are without doing half the stuff that we do? We most absolutely can. Like where we was talking about the conversation. half of the conversations that we be having, are they really that detrimental that we can't not have them? No, because a lot of the times it really just be cackling about stuff that's not really detrimental to the lives that we currently lead. So I feel like we like to, and I'm just speaking from my perspective, we like to fill ourselves with things to do so that we feel important and needed. Right? Because we may feel like we're not important if we're not doing something, if we're not being there for somebody, if we're not, you get what I'm saying? We always have to feel like, we always have to feel like somebody needs us for us to feel important. So we start taking, the second that we get some free time, we try to fill it up with something.
So let me say this. So, all right, when I was in corporate, I used to create a list with, my people. When I'm running this staff meeting, I would create a list, with my supervisors, my managers, everybody. This list was a list of priorities, things we were trying to accomplish within the year. You know, the top things that were at the top. We would create a list of 10. Let's use round number 10.
Mm-hmm.
So one through three. At this point, December 18th, the top three are the top three. Now, when we circle back to this meeting on the 25th, guess what? The top three are now the bottom three, but they're still on the list. I think what happens with a lot of women is they're trying to do 1 through 10 all at the same time. And instead of managing just the top three, and once the top three is gone, now it's a 1 through 7 list.
Mm-hmm.
So, whereas men is like, listen, it's about 3 things going on in my life that's priority. My woman, my money, and my sports. You know what I mean? Like, and that's
my
it.
man.
You know what I mean? Like, because guess what? My woman gonna be mad if I ain't got no money. And the only thing I got to take my mind off of the other two is my sports.
Thanks. Please watch the sports so I can have some time.
Yeah.
Can I just say this real quick? I love how everything is reverting back to this crayon box.
Yeah.
Because the list that men had like the 8 crayon box because they only need to focus on them 8 things. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, women want to have 96 fucking crayons.
Thanks.
Yep.
Shells, remember that list you shared with me? It feel like it's reaching there, like the basic needs. It's like the Floyd.
There was a point that we were talking about that I was going to actually bring that up, but we like went past it. It's called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And I was going to bring that up when we were talking about how men will say blue when women are Jay-Z blue, sky blue, right? There is this certain level of need that has to be met before you get to the Jay-Z blue, where you're like breaking it down by the hue and the this and the that. That's the level of like self-morality, self-actualization, and all that. Women have a certain privilege when dealing, and I'm going to just say when dealing with a man, to be able to get on those different levels quicker than a man, because in reality, the man is providing a lot of those levels for the women to be able to climb faster, whereas though the base layer is like protection, provision, safety, and all that. When you're a woman and you have a man, you're generally not saying that we don't provide for ourselves, because we go out here and do, but the level of safety that you're provided for by knowing that you have that man to rely on allows you to go to the next level, right? Without you having to do anything. Meanwhile, men are at that bottom level for an extended period of time because in their mind, they need certain things to happen before they feel a certain level of safety within themselves. So while we're up here able to focus on it being Jay-Z blue or sky blue, they're at the level where it's just kind of like, it's just blue right now because that's all I really can focus on. I don't got the time to focus on which hue of blue it is. I just know it's blue so that I can move on from this. So like that hierarchy of needs is so pivotal in so many ways, especially when it comes to things that like affect our culture specifically. And I'll probably use it in many more examples because it's really pivotal. But it's like, it's just so funny because men are, it's almost like, it sounds so bad, for lack of a better term, men are almost the footstool in which we use to climb to the next level. But a lot of women don't want to acknowledge that, and we feel like, oh, I did this because I'm doing this because I'm doing the work because I did this, when in reality, the reason why you're able to excel is because you're doing it on the back of a man who's helping you to boost to another level. And if you're standing on his back to move to the next level, it means that he's on the level beneath you. He has to be under you in order to be able to boost you up. So we get mad at the same time that they're not to the level where we are, but it's kind of like it's because of them that we're at the level that we are. But we kind of penalize them for not being where we are, when in reality, they can't get to where we are because we're stepping on their backs to get to where we are, if that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense because I literally just told my babe, I'm like, oh, babe, thank you so much for investing in me. Like, investing in me is so good because investing in me is going to let all this come. So that's the language I use. I be like, thank you for investing in me, for us.
And it's like, God forbid, where we talk about the few times that a man may say, babe, I need you to come back down here for me for a second.
Yeah.
So we don't be time for to hear it.
So, all right. So we recorded a lot of Jay-Z. We recorded a lot of Jay-Z tonight. So one of the songs he got, it said, they say a midget standing on a giant's shoulders can see much further than a giant. So I got the whole rap world on my shoulders. They trying to see further than I am. Mm-hmm. So when it comes down to, like Shell said, when you think about the whole footstool, analogy, a lot of times we allow the woman to stand on our shoulders by, if we got to be the ones that.
That's deep. Like, that's bringing tears to my eyes because I'm looking at it like a different way now. Like, yo, bro.
Like, we got to take care of home.
That's so banging. Let me stand on you real quick.
So, for me, I always say, like,
that's crazy.
You walk a tight, I tell my wife, I say, you walk a tightrope with a safety net. So that you are comfortable with the idea of falling because you know that I'm going to be there to catch you. Mm-hmm. Whereas I walk a tightrope knowing that I can't fall because there is no safety net. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because men don't typically depend on nobody. So when I walk this tightrope, it has to be perfect. I can't fall. I can't afford to fall because if I fall, then that's it. We all go down. But if she falls, she has the ability to get back up because I got us. You know what I mean?
So I want to ask Life while we here and we talk, because we talked about men and women a lot tonight. And
shout out to the men.
Yeah, shout out to the dudes. I love that. I do want to ask though. All right, so what do we do for y'all? Like, what is it that we do for y'all? Because at the end of the day, yes, that's a beautiful thing. It even brought me tears. But okay, why are you allowing that? Why are you allowing us to stand on your back like that? Why? What are you getting?
So I'll give you the woman's perspective, and I'll let Life give you the man's perspective. My perspective, I feel like the reason why they do it is because, like, it's not that they don't allow it. The thing about it is that they don't mind it. They like being the footstool that we're able to stand on, because despite, I feel like, I feel like despite popular belief, men find enjoyment in seeing their women happy. So if that means me to be your footstool, or for you to be the midget standing on my shoulder so that you can have a better view, that's what brings them the joy, so they don't mind doing it. I feel like what becomes a problem is when you start to be the midget looking down at the giant because they can't see what you see. And then you start to be like, well, why you can't see what I see? When in reality, the only reason why you're seeing what you're seeing is because you're standing on my shoulders. So that's just my perspective of it. But Life, you go ahead.
So I think a few things happen. One is when a woman stands on the shoulders, she claims that she did it from the mud, that she did it.
Mm-hmm.
So now it becomes an emasculation thing. Like, she starts to believe the hype because she says she did it from the mud, that people are emasculating the man that she's with. Girl, when you see the Odd Couple, she's this big time nurse and he's just working at McDonald's. Okay. But that McDonald's money was the one paying the bills while she was in nursing school and couldn't have a job. But then she started to believe the hype because she's telling them she did it out the mud, that nobody helped her do this. But we take joy in knowing that we played a part, because it's not a gift of financial or anything, it's a gift of love. Because remember when I said earlier, it's not the words, it's the actions. So when I tell you I love you and I mean it, I'm gonna give you whatever you need so you can succeed. So if that meant that I'm out here working 80 hours a week so that you can chase your dream, and when I watch you succeed, or you walking across that stage, you got your promotion, or you doing whatever that makes you happy, because I never downplayed whatever made you happy. I believed in whatever you said you believed in.
Right.
So we get a joy out of that because that was our commitment. We never you don't ever hear a man tell a woman, I'm putting a timeline on what you can do. Because women change. One day you a nurse, one day you a therapist, one day you this. Women change. But never do you hear a man say, I can't support you in none of that. He said, okay, babe, I believe in you. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? I love you, and we just gonna make it work.
Okay.
I think that we don't give men credit for being that voice and that reason, because it's like
a friend. I feel like your man is a really good friend. I actually was just saying that today, like.
But we don't
really best friend. They're like your best friend because like they know everything.
Yeah, but we don't always need everything. You know what I mean? In return, like it's like a woman want to do this. Okay, babe, let's figure out how we can make it happen. If you got a real man. The disclaimer is if you got a real man. We don't want to put this on every man because not every man is this man. And that goes back to the text message conversation with Shannon Sharp and Kurt Franklin.
Some people are still at learning stages.
Listen, just because
a lot of people are everybody's at learning stages, but some people is
just because you got a age that make you grown don't mean you mature. There's a difference. You could be 50 and still be 20.
Right. You 55 years old trying to be a passport bro. Uncle Shay, sit down.
You know what I mean? So it all depends on like your level of maturity. So I think when we see that in a man, we should appreciate it. When we see it in a woman, we should appreciate it, because I mean, shout out to any woman that's going to carry a man through his dream to reality. Not just like kind of partially go with it, but to reality, to where y'all comfortable. And comfortable don't mean y'all millionaires, but y'all just, he ain't grinding as hard as he had to.
So I do have to add or plug something in right there. And it's like, okay, that's really good. And I don't want to take away from the fact that, you know, I do feel like when we first started this conversation, maybe, I don't know, maybe the dream was initially created for the man to live out the whole dream. But I do want to just like fast forward to where we are today. This is where we are. Okay, so what about the woman who is the dream chaser, right? You know, and so as a dream chaser, it is certain characteristics and certain things that you do have to abide by. Shelly, you used one of the words earlier, and you know, you just have to be anal, you have to be tunnel vision, you have to say no, you have to have boundaries, you have to, like you said it too, for 5 months we're going to do this, but after that we're going to do that. Is it, I mean, I'm just asking, like, you know, it don't matter, but is it okay that that role switches out of the guy into the female? Meaning, can you give me 5 months and we'll come, you know what I mean? Like, can the woman be the dream chaser? Well, not can, because the women are dream chasers, but I just feel like the rules have to apply to both then. Even though I read somewhere and I do kind of agree with it, it can't apply the same way because we're different. However, you know, I do feel like there needs to be room for it though.
I feel like the rules do apply both ways, but I feel like the outcomes don't apply. Oh, I forgot.
Oh,
it's nobody's birthday. I forgot that it recognizes that.
What it do? I couldn't figure it out last time. Yours is so connected.
I feel like the rules do apply both sides, but I feel like the outcome doesn't apply both ways because Life mentioned as a man who said, "Give me 5 months to do this," and when that 5 month mark hit and it's not done, as a woman, we are relentless in making you wear the fact that you said 5 months and it wasn't done. Whereas though I feel like where it differs from the opposite side is that a woman says, all right, I'll do this in 5 months. If 5 months come and it ain't done, a man gonna give you the grace to be like, all right, baby, it's fine, don't worry about it. If it take longer, then that's fine. We don't offer them the same grace that they offer us, and I feel like that's where it differs. Yes, it can apply to both sides, but if it don't turn out that way, the end result ain't the same on both sides because we don't have as much grace for them not doing what they said they was going to do as they have for us.
Because that's messing up their timeline. And you know, we said that earlier too, is it's about the timeline. You know, women have a tendency to have a timeline. So when you because if you would have done what you were supposed to do in 5 months, I could be getting my new ring, my new car, my new house, and such. Whereas a man is like, if you do what you're supposed to do, you're just gonna be happy.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Because what am I really benefiting from you accomplishing what you gotta accomplish in
nothing.
your 5 months?
Yeah, like nothing. Like I don't gain. I don't want no more from you than what I wanted from you from the beginning, which is men typically are rooted in the basic principles. I want love. I want someone that eventually I can be vulnerable to, and someone I can depend on. And that's it. Like it's as simple as that for them. You know what I mean? Because if you, and again, I preface this with it being a man. You know what I mean? A real man, not just some nigga. You know what I mean? But if he can get them three, then he ain't worried about too much more. Because again, he will go work and get what he need for himself. But I can't buy those things. I can't buy them. No, and now, mind you, you notice I never put sex in any of that conversation because I can buy that. You know what I mean? But those three things is something I can't buy. I can't buy a relationship where I feel comfortable enough to express myself wholeheartedly.
Respect too.
You know what I mean?
Respect is the big one.
Yeah, I can't buy respect. And I can't buy love where I feel, you know, attached to someone like that. So these are things money can't buy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I made the mistake once of saying, I said, you know, what do I need you for? Because, you know, sex is free and I can get everything else paid for. You know what I mean? Like when I was in my 20s and stuff, I'm not paying for sex or nothing, but I can pay for everything else. I can pay for somebody to clean my house. I can pay for somebody to cook my meals. So if you can't love me, what do I have you around for? You know what I mean?
Facts. I mean, yeah, I agree.
So
But
men are simple that way because it's nothing that we're asking for that comes of value. You know, it's more of a.
okay. I agree. Like this is good. I've had men speak exactly how you're speaking life. So with that being said, it's making me feel even more deeply about the sentiments that you guys share about how we are vibing together. You guys are definitely, different and really do think like that because I've heard this conversation multiple times.
Yeah,
so that's crazy.
We don't want much because the stuff that like it's hardwired. A lot of things are hardwired. They tell a man anything you want, go work for it. So if I hear a woman saying, I want to buy you something, it's not that you don't want to be appreciative of the gift. You were just taught that if you want it, go get it. Go work for it. So you go work for it. So if she's offering to buy you something, it's usually like, I don't know. Like, and then, you have a personal goal to buy it for yourself. Like, sometimes you just can't, you shouldn't speak out loud. I'm an example of that. So my wife bought me a griddle top. The like how they do the hibachi and everything.
Mm-hmm.
She bought it for Father's Day. I was tight. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Why?
Because I wanted to buy it myself. It was something I wanted to purchase for myself.
Boy, you better be happy.
I was happy, but I had the intention of buying it for myself. And it wasn't one of them things that I couldn't afford or whatever to buy it whenever. I just had this whole master plan. I'm like, all right, she bought it, Father's Day, June.
Right.
I said, I'm gonna wait till the end of the summer. It's gonna go on sale. I'm about to get this thing for like $100.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She paid way more than $100 for it, but I just had this whole master manipulation plan in my head. The same way I bought my grill. I got this, $500-$600 grill. Pay $150 for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so you wanted to get it all. You wanted to do the
It
whole
was because
deal.
you devised this plan and you weren't able to see it through. Is why it really bothered you because you had it all mapped out.
And I spoke it out loud. I was appreciative, but I was still.
But it was her way. I feel like it's her way of showing her love to you.
Exactly.
She listened to you. You
but
must have expressed that. So she listened.
But I was disrespectful. I was disrespectful. You know what I mean? Because in the same breath that I was appreciative, I wasn't appreciative because I was like, damn, she done bought me the griddle top. You know what I mean? So I say that.
And I feel like a lot of times we say, I heard like a older woman make this statement, and she said, a man will tell you exactly what he wants, but we thinking that we're doing something so special because we're doing something that we think he want, when in reality he told us exactly what he wanted, and we went and did the opposite because we feel like, oh, in reality we're doing it because it's what we would want somebody to do for us if we said it. In reality, men are not conditioned like that. Like if I just throw something out in the air like, oh, I would like to have a dozen roses in my flower pot, we want the man to hear that. And then next thing you know, we come out and we have a dozen roses in our flower pot.
Yeah.
But if a man don't say he wants you to do this, chances are it's because he doesn't want you to do it. And when he does say he wants you to do something, don't veer outside of what he said, because exactly what he said he wants you to do is what he wants you to do. That and that only. But women, we have a hard time, operating in that. But we don't understand that men are simple and exactly what they want is what they say.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less. Just do what I asked you to do, and that's it. Like,
because the emotions of a woman tie so huge into what they do. It's like, and what happened with the griddle was my wife seen me looking at it. I was always, we go in the store, I look at it. But what I was doing my research. So I wanted to be specific about the one I eventually purchased. So, she would see me looking at it. We go to somebody's house and one of our friends had one. I would go over there and mess with it a little bit. But I was just trying to get to the specifics of what I wanted. But all she know is every time we went somewhere, I would stop and look at it. So she thought she was doing the greatest thing in the world, which it is a great thing and everything. But for me, it was just like, ugh, like, I love you, but that ain't what I wanted you to get me. Like, I wanted you to get me this because, let's say I wanted you to get me the accessories for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll buy the griddle.
Because the accessories aren't really as specific. The griddle was something extremely specific that you was scouting out and you knew you wanted. It was like, all right, well, a little spatula is a spatula, like whatever. I don't really care about that. But I need this specific grill, this size, this width with these specs and these. So I get that. So it's so funny because now I'm sitting up here thinking about, so Amira, we were at the gala and I won the silent auction, right? And I was like, oh, it's going to be the Xmas for whatever. Now I'm rethinking that because I was told, don't get me anything for Christmas. But me being the person that I am, a woman is like, oh, this would be so nice to get him for Christmas. Even after he said, don't give me nothing for Christmas. So now I'm thinking that I'm not going to give it to him for Christmas because he said don't get him nothing for Christmas, because I would be a hypocrite to sit up here and have this revelation that we don't listen to them talk. We do what we want to do anyway. So I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to go ahead and...
Okay. I think it's a good idea because you know your man best. But I do
want to
why
he said that?
Why?
Because sometimes we think about you more financially than we think about ourselves. So you got to listen to the words because he said, don't get me nothing. He didn't say he wasn't going to get you nothing.
Yeah, I know.
So financially, we try to take into account for the other.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it goes back to us saying we'll go get it ourselves.
Right.
You know
so let me ask you this question, like real quick, for my situation. So do you think that what I got, I should give him still for Christmas? Even though he said don't get him nothing.
Honestly, men aren't prefaced by holidays. Women are. If you woke up on the 25th and you didn't have nothing, and one of your friends called you and asked you what you got, as a woman, you probably gonna lie and say I got something anyway.
Women be lying, women be lying.
Just because. Where a man gonna be like, man, I ain't get shit. Like, and say it proudly, like, man, I ain't get shit. I ain't asked for shit. I ain't want shit. I don't care about shit. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, is you about to watch the game or not? Like,
oh my god. So okay.
So when it comes to stuff like that, honestly, he probably would be more appreciative on the 27th or the 28th.
Or like the day, regular, like something that's not specific to that. It's just kind of like, I got it because I thought of you and I thought that you would like it, not because I'm doing it because
how often do women, like you said, women plant seeds? Oh, these roses will look nice in my vase. And we do that. But how random are women when it comes to their man? You know what I mean? How random are you? Do you do you do dinner just for birthdays, Father's Day, shit like that?
I'm giving it to him tonight.
You know what I mean? So I think we appreciate the random more because it's expected on those days.
Mm-hmm.
But like, how much are you thinking about me throughout the year?
And it's crazy because when I was there, when I saw it, it was something random. It was just like, but I just, in my mind, I got it because I wanted him to have it because it was random. It was like a random gesture, act of kindness. But then my mind started going, because, women also it's hard for us to follow our first instinct. We always start having all these additional thoughts after the extra one. So then, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe I can just give it to him for Christmas and make it be a Christmas gift. When my initial thought was to just get it because I wanted him to have it, simply because I knew that it would be something that he would enjoy. But then it's kind of like, even now, it's kind of like this whole trying to give it to him now even feels like unintentional and disingenuous, simply because it's like, well, if you got it this day, and like, why are you giving it to me now when you got it like Saturday type?
You just got to make it random. We appreciate, like I said, you know, men get.
They're doing on Christmas Eve.
men get about.
I'm gonna do it today.
Men get about 2 gifts a year. Two gifts a year. Birthdays, Father's Day. You know what I mean? Christmas ain't about us. Valentine's Day ain't about us. That's it. You know what I mean? But we spend 12 months having to make sure that a woman is all right. You know, a woman can tell a man, say my birthday was in December. No, my birthday was in November and Christmas was in December. She could go them first 10 months saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, and never showing it in any gift, in the sense of a gift. Mm-hmm. Let that man make 4 months without you receiving any act of kindness beyond the words, I love you. He don't love me. He don't love me. We ain't been to dinner. He ain't
What's love got to do?
You know what I'm just sitting here thinking about? Coming to America. And they really made it seem like, I think that was one of those cultural movies that when I think back, it really, I don't know if Eddie Murphy wrote that movie. Because
he was one of the writers.
I'm only saying this because the man had a woman who was whatever food you like, whatever clothes you like, whatever you want is what I want. Yeah. Right? That's the epitome of what men look for in a woman. Whatever you want, I want. I want whatever you want for us, right? But instead, he wanted to go find somebody who was mouthy, strong, independent, want to do her own thing, and this and this and that. And it's kind of like, is that even really what you really want?
Men don't want the yes woman.
No.
Because how would that benefit me as a man? Like you know, so there's a difference.
Gotta get challenged.
No, not even just a challenge. A woman like that is the woman for the day. She's not the woman for tomorrow or forever. So if she's going to say yes, like, you know, men have conversations. If she's going to say yes now to what I want, there's nothing to look forward to tomorrow. You know, so we get into them. It's not that it has to be a challenge or anything, but she just doesn't appeal to me.
You want to know what's so funny? Because you making that statement just made me feel like maybe men are a little bit more confused than what I thought y'all are. Simply because men like to pride themselves on being simple and being easy and wanting ease and not wanting a woman who's difficult and naggy and just, you know, a problem. But I feel like it's really a lie. And I say that because the first thing men do is judge a woman who's easy, and then when they get a difficult one, they complain about her being difficult, wishing that she was easy.
Let me explain the difference. The one that's easy isn't the one for you. Anything that's worth having is worth working for. So when she's easy, she's for the moment. When she comes with a little bit of work, she's worth having because you earned her. You didn't just get her, you earned her. You know what I mean? I put the time in. So we're not confused. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
I put the time in. I earned the right to be with her. She earned the right to be with me. Because guess what? I could put a call in and go get somebody that's going to be here and lay up underneath me. But she's only here for the moment. I don't want her to stay.
Okay, it makes sense when you explain it at that point.
Yeah, like we want to keep it simple.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to speak on
like
that.
so that's
I'm confused. I'm not confused, but I just don't want to speak on it.
when I preference a lot of things, it's the basis principle of it. It's always going to be something simple, but it just got to make sense to us.
So in the same token, I'll use the griddle for an example. It's the same thing. Because she got it for you, it was kind of like it just came easy. That's why you it was irritating to you. You had a problem with it because you wanted you really wanted the griddle that you did all the work and research and had to go do this and go do that for. So the fact that it came to you easy is why you had an issue with it and you didn't appreciate it.
Yeah, I didn't. You know what I mean? Like
I get it when you say like that, it makes sense.
Because most of the men are, again, prefacing it as a man. We're going to be principle based, so it's easy to get back to the root of it because it's going to be based on some type of principle. Like, what is he standing on? If it's not principle based with a man, then most of the times it's not right.
I read this. Sorry. Telling you big old size what just came to me. It say, forever good. In 1946, my father, which is a man, James S. Herr, began making potato chips, believing that hard work, honesty, and a commitment to family would be a recipe for success. That's it. I read the rest is a bunch more, but I'm just like, ain't that like a lot of what we talk about right now? I'm crying.
The three things that life said men find their enjoyment and purpose in. Those three things.
Facts.
Hard work,
honesty, and a commitment to family.
And honesty.
Yeah. Sure. We ain't got much we want.
That's crazy.
Because we're principle based.
So Dad's founding principles still hold true.
Life, let me ask you this question, and we're gonna end it with this because we at 2:25:49, right? As a man, a man, right? Because we've been talking about not just any nigga, but a man, right? A real man. What advice can you give to us ladies on how to be better women to our men, our real men? Because I'm just asking because a lot of times I feel like where we go wrong is because we don't really know what we supposed to, at least I can speak for myself. We don't really know what we supposed to be doing. So we run around doing all this stuff that we think we should be doing when in reality it's not even really what you guys want. So leave the ladies with a piece of advice, tangible advice that we can use to be better women to our men.
So I think there's a couple simple things. I think relationships fall into too much cliches. Happy wife, happy life. When it's happy spouse, happy house. Meaning, whatever role you in, it should be that. Mm-hmm. Two, I think we tend to have this idea that we say, communication is key in relationships. But no, it's not just communicating because guess what? Two people arguing or communicating, it has to be a sender and a receiver in regards to communication. So if I send you the message, did you receive it? How I know you received it is because you can return the same message to me. Because when we get into the finer details of things, we tend to put our own spin on it. Like how you said earlier, you said, I feel. So if I told you that it's black, you're telling me, well, I feel like it's a little bit of gray. It's peppercorn. Peppercorn is that's a color. You know what I mean? So if I say pepper,
I knew you had a peppercorn in you.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to come out.
Yeah, he got the peppercorn that's in the spice cabinet expired.
You know what I mean? So we get into those things, you know what I mean, as relationships, you know, he told you, but you put your emotion on it, and then you didn't receive the message as it was. You
I'm
know,
guilty of that. So guilty.
so we're fighting an uphill battle because now we're fighting against the emotion and not the rationale in which we came with the conversation. Because most men don't want to smoke because we, as a man, we're more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, get your father now. I don't even want to argue. Get your father. You know what I mean? Get your brother. You know what I mean? Like, let's go there. Because I can't do to you what I would want to. You know what I mean? So just hear me out. Let me say my piece and then be receptive to it. Because I'm trying to tell you something and you just want to, you're listening with a response in mind. And, and I think take the time to process it. So I believe that, because women are more responsive, they don't take the time to process it. And when they do process it, you come back lame. You come back like you don't even say you was right to a man and you offering him food or sex or something. You know? like that's how you coming. You know what I mean? Like,
right. What you give me for my birthday? I don't want the same thing I get every day for Valentine's Day type situation.
Yeah,
I don't want
like,
that.
I don't want that neither. Cause guys would be like trying to give you that dick, and I don't want that.
Listen,
now,
but
y'all,
no,
y'all
I don't know. I can't attest to that, man. I've never been given penis as a gift, but I've definitely gave myself as a gift on many occasions. Like, look, you done bought a new little panties and bra set. Happy birthday! Like,
and you still got the, you might not be with the dude, but you still got the panty and bra. You know what I mean? But like, I think it's the you know, honestly, we'll take the apology because they not coming. Women ain't coming with apologies.
listen,
I'm
the
the
same
brother.
way y'all say black men don't cheat, black women apologize, and we sticking to it.
No,
That's our story. We sticking to it.
listen. So I'm gonna say black women apologize, but they come in far and few.
We apologize.
I'm an apologetic woman. I would admit to that.
No. Let me explain the difference in y'all apologies because I haven't heard neither one of y'all apologies, but I'm gonna tell you the difference in the general sense.
Mm-hmm.
You start off right, but you end wrong. So that's what it is. You start off by saying, "I just want to let you know that I apologize," and you don't say what the fuck you apologizing for. You just say, "I'm apologizing," because that allows you to discredit whatever the fuck it was that you said. You know what I mean? You're not being specific. When a man gotta apologize, you gonna give him the neck and the what are you apologizing for? Tell me why you're apologizing. I need to know. You on that type
I
time.
use my words, but I do know what you mean, life. But when I apologize, I use my words and I pinpoint. But sometimes if I don't feel apologetic about the thing, I will say, I still stand on what I'm saying. However,
that's not an apology.
Yeah, but that's if I stand on what I'm saying. I don't always stand.
So,
but I feel like I'm allowed to stand on what I say. Like, come on, I'm not
going to apologize.
Like, not every time. You can't get it every time.
Don't apologize. Now you patronizing me now.
Yeah, if I don't feel like I did it, then I'm sorry.
So,
I'm not giving you that.
Again, going back to what I said earlier, stand on what you mean. If you mean, I respect the gangster in you. If you don't don't apologize. Don't apologize for the shit you don't mean because guess what? I'm looking at you even more crazy because you started off trying to be all soft and shit. And by the time you're done apologizing, you talk about, well, that's what I meant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well.
All right, so we're going to end it with this.
Wait, Shells, I don't want to end it. Go ahead, though, but I want to say something before we end.
Go ahead.
Amira's, all right, this is the last thought. Final thoughts. Go ahead, Amira. You have the floor.
Okay, so because it's going to probably put us on for like 3 extra more minutes, but because this is our last call ever in 2023, we will never get it back. I do want to kind of just do like a little wrap up of like, how was 2023 or what was you thinking about for 2024? I do want to add, I didn't get it in there, but I actually wrote this down. It's so good that we had this conversation. In 2024, less is more. I'm definitely adopting that. So I love that we talked about this. And I do want to talk about a little bit about how 2023 was for me. For me personally, it was like a very spiritual year, a humbling year, where I got a lot of rest, a lot of restoration, and a lot of realizations. And so, like, with that being said, you know, I mean, 2023 was, you know, a prep year for me. And I'm excited to move into 2024, you know, realizing it. And when it came to me, when it came to me, when I wrote that thought down in 2024, less is more, I told myself, I was like, I am so happy that I reached a point where I don't feel like I have to do too much. Cause I've been a person where I've done so much, even in my social media days, like trying to build this thing up. And I even thinking like when you know, in 2024, how I'm gonna be in on my social media and stuff, like I'm not putting all that. Like, what am I? Less is more. You know what I mean? But, and just in general. And so I just wanted to know how you guys feel about 2023, 2024. And I feel like that's a good way to close the door.
I just want to preface it when she said 3 minutes, which is actually going to be 30 minutes. So I'm just going to let us go to 3. When the clock strikes 3.00.00 is over, and I don't care what we talking about, but because this is not going to take us just 3 minutes, Miss Amira, the love coach.
Go ahead, Shell. This is on you.
So 2023, right? I feel like 2023 was like a preface into what the new version of existence that I'm stepping into. My 2023 was lit. By the grace of God.
All right.
Despite the trials and tribulations that I went through, it was lit.
Lydia
And it also reaffirmed, because I told y'all, I made a statement earlier where I said I realized to a point in 2022 that I realized that I was really a non-believer. 2023 bought me, I feel like 2023, I went through stuff, but still had such a lit year that it reaffirmed my belief that God really got me, and whatever it is that I am looking for out of life, He wants me to have it. And as long as I keep being obedient to the vision and the path, then I'm gonna be all right. So I listen, I was trying to get to a gala all 2023. That was really on one of the big things on my list of things that I wanted to do. Like, I want to go to a gala, because I just understand the energy that a gala exemplifies, right? And I'm like, I want to be a gala. Like, I want to go to a gala. Shout out to my folks, Brian Truitt, for getting me up in the gala. Shout out to Amira B for being my date in the gala. And it was lit. Was able to get to a Christmas gala right before the end of 2023. I'm just really looking forward to 2024 being different. I feel like I was in a space where I feel like 2023 it was really like a completion cycle. Like, I'm wrapping up and completing a certain cycle of my life that I've been in for quite some time. And 2024 is going to be the beginning of me stepping into a new cycle. And I'm looking forward, to a new year. Yeah.
Me too.
Ooh.
My man. I got some revelations about how I'm about to be nice and obedient and shut up. My man, because life said, be shut up. Be shut up. Be shut up and be listening. That's what. Be shutting up and be listening.
I think 2023, the word I use and the way I'm gonna reflect on 2023 is perspective. Everything has a perspective, and from that perspective, it's led me this way and that way. But having that perspective has led me to live in the moment, be in the moment. You know, we see so many people pass away and everything, and we just wasn't in the moment. So I've learned to take in the moments. Put my phone down, just be in the moment. And that's my perspective. Like, stories are so much more amazing because we were there, we were living it, versus me just showing you a video of what I was doing. Like, oh look, this video. Nah, I get that sense of enjoyment because I was living it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a perspective for me. You know what I mean? 2024 is, accomplishments. You know what I mean? I got a bunch of things that I need to accomplish in 2024. I did some things in 2023, but I left some things on the table that I need to get done in 2024. So it's going to be the year of accomplishments. Like, I did, I'll be bored sometimes. So I do random stuff. So I took the real estate exam. You know what I mean?
Good.
So
I'm happy for you.
I passed
Good.
it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But now I got to take the state exam. So they give you a year. Thank you. They give you a year to take the state exam. So I passed the one through the course, but you got to take the state exam. Same test. I mean, like I said, I was bored. I had some time on my hand. Took the course, but now I'm gonna just get the license because what I told myself was that's residual money. Not money that I'm going to be counting on, but as I start to become older, the perspective is that I can make a living that way. You know what I mean? I can retire from my day job, and now I'm working because I want to work. Sell a couple houses a year. I set myself up financially, so I need to accomplish certain things in 2024 to make it all make sense. So 2024 is going to be a year of accomplishments. I'm wiping all this shit off my bucket list. I ain't waiting until I'm 65.
Period.
Yeah.
2024 finna be a year of leveling up, okay? Leveling the fudge up. And we hope that y'all level up in 2024 too, because at the end of the day, like, what's the new year if you ain't got no new going on?
Yeah, and one thing I seen that was dope. I seen the now with when I with me mentoring and everything with the youth, I did a virtual vision board.
Mm-hmm.
But with the
I came to one of those, like,
yeah. So with the virtual vision board, we did it on Word and not Word but Excel. PowerPoint.
Excel.
Yeah, PowerPoint.
I about to say.
Yeah,
okay.
and PowerPoint, and you could just Google everything you wanted and made the board. But what I seen this year that's kind of trending right now is the bingo vision board.
Bingo.
Yeah, bingo vision board. So you put them all, in little blocks. You put everything in, and then you try to get a bingo. You know what I mean? Whether it's a cross, down, up, left, right, you making it happen.
Okay,
I'm gonna adopt that.
Yeah,
I like that.
So I see
that is very easy to do digitally, like to create it digitally as well. I know I'm way old, and y'all, I'm about to be like, girl, that is so old and played out. But I actually like created a Pinterest board for my 2024 like vision board. But I think I'm going to do the bingo board, like.
Yeah, because
I'm definitely gonna do the bingo board. I love that a lot.
Yeah, because the one I did last year, it was my screensaver to start the year. Because I did it, in the document. What I mean, I just screenshot it, put it on my phone. It was the board, but like I like the idea of the bingo board. It's at its core, it's simple, but you really get to see what you hitting on. So,
and as much as I like appreciate the idea of digital like vision boards, I feel like it's nothing like something tangible that you can see and you can touch and you can like get what I'm saying. I actually had a conversation with a friend because she was saying that she was invited to like a vision board party and she was like, she just like, I'm not into that kind of stuff. Like, it's not inspiration for me. And I explained to her, like, you know what? I get where you coming from because I once was the same exact way, like, until I did a vision board. And shout out to Amira B, the Love Co. She introduced me to the vision board. She is who created the moment for me to be able to make my very first vision board. And I said, it wasn't that I looked at it like it was some kind of like magic picture that was just going to all of a sudden come alive for me. It's more like a visual reference point because a lot of times the desires that you have don't come to fruition at the moment that you have the desire. So you make the vision board when you have the desires and then you go on about your life. Where the vision board comes in at is when you reflect back and you like, damn, everything that I said I wanted, it happened. Like, it's so crazy because it happened. Like, you have it to reflect back on as like a timestamp to be like, okay, you know what, I am on the right path. Now, if you create a vision board and you going on about your life and then you look back at your vision board and nothing on your vision board is reflective of what's going on in your life, then it's like something is wrong. Maybe you need to reevaluate what you're doing in your life. But I feel like it's not meant to be for inspiration. It's more for validation that I am doing what I set out to do. Once you see it getting done and you can look back at your vision board like, I'm in exactly the space where I said I wanted to be in. So it is amazing. So any of you out there who are skeptical about making a vision board or feel like, it's like it's bull crap and it doesn't matter and it's just whatever the case may be, I would just suggest for you to try it. As I suggested to her, at the end of the day, it's not going to cost you anything to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. You will gain more from it by trying it than you will by not trying it. So, yeah, shout out to everybody hosting the vision board parties. Invite your girl to one because I love to make me a vision board, but I need the magazines. I need the glue stick. I need the scissors with the little squiggly lines. I need all that. I need the stickers. I need the letters. I need all that. Party.
Listen.
So, invite your girl to the vision board party because I'm gonna come. I want to come. But
I think,
look, final thoughts part 2. Go.
No, I'm gonna keep it super simple. See it, speak it, attain it.
Facts. And I want to add something too, which is 2 different things. Number 1, if you're somebody who struggles with being overwhelmed and also not getting things complete, it is because you have all of it stuck inside your head. And also, if you are a visual learner or a visual person outside of somebody who likes to write, it's going to be really good for you to get those things out of your brain onto something so that you can see it and relate to it. It's just going to help you be have a better mental state, and you're going to move better, and you're going to be less stressed as well, just in general. But outside of that, I also want to add, a lot of times as people, through studies and just being in spaces, people often study other people. They don't ever study themselves, so you don't even know what you want. But guess what? When you get into that vision party, all of a sudden pictures pop out at you, quotes pop out at you. All of a sudden you know who you are. Things that you didn't know that, you know what I mean? It'll pop out. So I think that is a really, really good thing to do. And then I also want to add to this, my final thought for real. So I gave my phrase of the year of 2024, one of them anyway, which is in 2024, less is more. And also my word for the year is feminine. So I'm going to be really embarking on my feminine energy. And so, look out for that.
With that being said, in 2024, we're going to be shutting up. We're going to be listening. And we're going to be leveling TF up. We love y'all. Thank y'all for spending 3 hours of your life with us. we pray that y'all get something meaningful out of it, even if it's just a breadcrumb.
I'm gonna be a better woman.
We did our job. We hope that y'all had an amazing 2023. We hope that at this point it's reflective, and we wishing y'all a blessed and prosperous new year. Thank you. We love y'all. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Please help us run these numbers up because we need at least 50 subscribers to be able to go live. Truth be told, if we could go live, then y'all wouldn't have to sit through 3-hour videos to get to the gym. So just like and subscribe and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Even if y'all don't watch the whole video, at least give us the sub so we could go live because we would love y'all for that. We would appreciate y'all for that. So it's been real. Peace, love. I just did the Wakanda Forever, child. Wakanda. Peace, love, peace, and hair grease. We out.
Breaking generational curses out here. See you. I'm trying to stop the recording.